Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Mouth for Stores. Hold on here. My audio is... it's a little better. So how you doing? I apologize in advance, or not in advance, because it's already happened, but I did miss a day of, uploading these. I've been doing them every day, but I was away this weekend, and, I was away for a day longer, or I should say a night longer than I anticipated. So if you've been watching these as they've been coming out fresh off the press, I apologize. Anyways, a couple changes. I've decided to kind of like, in order to streamline the commentary a bit, because I've been suffering. That sounds bad, but I've been having a tricky time doing commentary while I'm searching through like 100 different piles looking for our Reptilia D/R car restoration. That I'm gonna start at the beginning of the episode by having already scoured this, and then I can show you all the parts. Then we can go on a couple bar finds, which don't flood my mind nearly as much. Look for a couple new cars as well, and then, you know, get into it. And this should also reduce the videos from 2 hours down to maybe an hour and a half, which is, you know, it's fine. But before we leave and before I show you the parts that I found here, what I didn't do is pay attention to what actual cars are here, so I'm just gonna do one more lap around and check out, because I really did not look. This is one, and see what we've got. Bolt Hellcat. Do I have one of those? I don't remember, so I'll buy it, and if we already have one, we'll just, you know, sell one of the extras. But yeah, there's a lot of different Bolt cars. Like the Bolt Reptilia is basically the Corvette. There's the Bolt, oh gosh, Bolt something, which is the El Camino, and then there's like a Mustang thing, and there's so many different guys going on. Bentley T-Series. I've been finding a lot of Bentley parts in these junkyards, to the point it's kind of frustrating. We'll buy this, and then we'll go drive Miss Daisy around. It's nice, classy car. Is this a... Nope. Yeah, you got a glimpse at all the parts I picked up. Again, some of those are probably not applicable to the Reptilia, aka the Corvette. But it's been a few days since I played this, so yeah, this is what we want. So I'm gonna buy it. The other Shelby Cobra we have, it has the Windsor, the V8 OHV Windsor. This guy's got the 2 carbs, so definitely buying it. You know, pretty much anytime I see a Shelby Cobra, I'm probably gonna buy it. But not the Shelby Daytona Cobras, because we've been finding a lot of, like, you know, carbon fiber wide body factory fire dealia. I don't know, this is kind of weird, but anyways, let's get out of here. I'm actually gonna go through the parts when we get back to the garage, but you can see here, I mean, there's quite a few I'm not even gonna actually use, but I was like, hey, like, let's pretend I'm role-playing again. So I picked up this valve push rod, even though you can't repair it. You know, and a few other parts, so it's cool. But we'll go back to the garage, because then we'll actually have the visuals when I'm looking at them. Boy, oh boy. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I've had some comments, people saying that, you know what, when it comes to things like rubber bushings, if you can't repair it, you're in the clear to buy it. You shouldn't have to wait to find them in crates, because we also want to see you complete this car this decade. So what was I doing? Yeah, so you know, you can see the car. Actually, I should try to repair these body panels. I just kind of put them on as is, but I should definitely try to repair them. Some of these parts, though, they're just kind of like placeholder parts because we can't repair them, but we need them to put on other parts and stuff. Because I'd like to kind of complete it, even though some of the parts are going to be crappy, you know? And then we can slowly, you know, get better parts that we can repair and then swap those in. But yeah, let's go to our inventory here. Let's start from the back. Found the rear bumper. I can't remember if I already had one. We're going to find that out shortly, but there you go. At least, you know, better safe than sorry. Gearboxes. These, like, I just got these because it's like, dang, son. This one, I know we don't use this. I think... I'll double check. It's this weird little 5 at the end that throws me off. But I think, again, that's just something to do with it being performance. I mean, this is the gearbox that we would normally use. It's 12%. We can't repair it. This is 15%. So we can repair it. We might be unsuccessful. But if I can pull it off, that's astounding because this is performance. And we absolutely need a performance or like custom gearbox for this car because eventually it's going to be pushing a lot of horses. These ones I just took because it's like, they're above 15%. Let's repair them and that'll be kind of fun. No exhaust today. A couple brake servos. This one I can repair. Again, I don't recall if I had one already or not. This drum wheel we should be able to repair. Brake disc we can't repair, but I was like, I'll take that for a placeholder for now. And then later we'll buy a brand new one. I'm pretty sure we used the front steering knuckle C, but I saw this guy and I just took it. A lot of random parts. The sway bar, rear end links. I don't even think we have a rear sway bar. If I remember from last time, I thought we did, but you know. I got an inner tie rod. I think there's an outer tie rod somewhere. Yeah, there's another link. There's a few small rubber bushings in here, which is great. We can use those for placeholders. So on and so forth. So a lot of this stuff is probably nonsense. Can't repair the steering rack, but it's again, it's there, even though I think we might have one. So, you know, bunch of stuff here. Engine parts. Unrepairable water pump. This is the air scoop. I actually found 2 engine heads in that junkyard. Both are non-repairable and both are non-performance parts, but you know, we've got them there. Water pump pulley. I think we use this guy. I mean, it is supercharged, so I think we're gonna be using this this dude as well. There's an alternator, intake manifold, although I think that's wrong. And a block. I forgot. The most important thing that I've been complaining about is like, I wish I had the engine block, and then I could start putting a lot of these engine parts together. So we're gonna definitely be doing that this episode or next. I'll make up my mind because I would like to get going on that. And again, you know, little placeholder spark plug, but I'll probably just buy the others pretty much right away. And we got a carburetor. But you do see a lot of this stuff is going to be placeholder parts, and some of it we might fail to repair properly. But that's okay. So maybe I should just do that quickly now. Repair what I can. Alright, that's pretty huge. Again, assuming that part we can actually use, having that gearbox. We failed. Okay, that sucks. Great, upper suspension. I'm almost positive we need that. Rear bumper is good. Power steering. Let's go. Oh, timing cover. No. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think we use one of these doodads, but I've got one now. Those guys will just sell. Alright. So first things first, though. We're gonna put this guy on for now. Yeah, it looks trashy. I know. You want to fight about it? But look at that. It's not. This is not a performance power steering pump. I know there's a performance version. Same thing with an alternator. Not that this one was repaired at all. Actually, I'll probably need to go... Let's just go and take all of our engine parts out while I'm going through this. So if we go here... I don't know, I put... Oh, no, never mind. Okay. I almost, let me just see here. So there's that guy. That guy was a placeholder. This guy should just sell. Oh, I already had one of these, but it was non-repairable. Okay. Alright. Also, let me... Hello. Let me just double check one thing with... Yeah, it is the V8 OHV. Okay, just... Sometimes they do weird stuff and they're like, no, we don't actually use a V8 OHV part. We use a, you know, this part or that part, but... Alright. Oh, we do have one of those, and we repaired it. Well, that's lovely. Camshaft. There you go. I know we have a crankshaft somewhere. Oh, and it's a quality one. You can't get a performance crankshaft in this game, but... Oh, that's right. There you go. Another quality part that we happen to have. That's where that stops. No flywheel as of yet. I feel like I should just buy the pistons right now. Now, the thing is, this is a product we have to buy, so does that mean I get to buy the performance part version? I think so. I'm gonna do it anyways. Try and stop me. And then, what else do I need? I need the piston rings. So we'll kind of like buy these parts as we can use them, I guess, if it's not something we can repair. So these guys we can't ever repair. But that's nice. A little quality one right there. And we'll get them in place. Okay. This distributor rotor, I'm almost positive we can repair those if my memory serves correct. So I will I will hold off for that. But I mean, there's other parts we can do. Engine head. Look at that. 2 of those bad boys. Crappy quality, but I have hope. I found 2 in 1 junkyard and the engine block, so it's only a matter of time now before we find one we can actually salvage. And maybe, if we're lucky, it'll be a performance one. Let's go. Oh, I forgot we had that. Okay. Yeah, all these quality parts I almost said quality farts, lol. We've had, all these quality parts that we've had, I've forgotten about them, basically. I'm just gonna buy the spark plugs now as well, because I'm able to actually put them in. Spark. 8 of those. See, just having this engine block has allowed me to do so much stuff. It's gonna look nice as we go along, though, and slowly replace these various parts. Oh, and the valve push rods. Valve. Hey. There you go. 16 of those. I guess I might as well buy the rocker arms as well. Rocker. Okay. And then after this, I'm going to go off to the barn. We're going to see if there's any cars there we want to do. And maybe there's a few more parts, and we'll get a crate and see what kind of quality parts we get from there. And then we're going to start restoration of a car. If we don't find a car that I really want to do in the garage, then I'm going to pull one from the parking garage. I think I know what I want to do, but we shall see. This music makes me so proud. I don't know if you can really hear it as well as I can, but it's just like... Da, da. Hello. No head covers. Okay. That's... Oh boy. Yep. Non-repairable, but it's there. We have 2 of them. I guess I can get rid of the other one in a second. And then I have 1 of these? No. I have more. And more of that. One of them's like pretty sexy. Those we can get in performance as well, but not holding my breath. So we actually have a surprising amount of the parts here. I wonder though if this thing's gonna run. Some of these parts are just in dreadful condition, so I mean, I know it's not gonna run without the ignition distributor rotor, but let's just say we had one. And all this other stuff, you know. Excuse me. There we go. Alright. So yeah, I was away this weekend. I was visiting my my parents and my brother and sister-in-law and my nephew were there, and then my other brother happened to be down. I wasn't sure if he was going to be going or not, but he indeed was. So we hung out. Do I have one of these? Nah. That's unfortunate. It's coming along. While I'm here and before I start telling the tales of what I was up to this weekend, I just want to go through and sell some things that I don't need. That I don't need. Fuel filter, which one is better? I think... That one's 12%, so we'll take that off. We'll put the 19% one on for now. Well, actually, no. We'll because you can't repair it, so let's just buy the proper fuel filter. Fuel. Actually, and you know, honestly, there's probably a couple parts on there right now that I can't technically repair. But I'm not sure. Alright. So there you go. Oh, actually, the scoop air filters. You can't repair air filters. Although, let me just see here. Scoop. Nah, we're gonna have to buy... Which sucks because other cars, the other air filters and stuff, you can get performance versions, but, you know, maybe that's something that they're gonna be working on soon. I do have the air scoop. I might even have more than one, but I know I got one today. Okay, so just the one. Oh, baby. We are getting there. Okay, if we go back here. That I'm gonna sell. Got a couple wheels here. Actually, that one I don't want, but this wheel 3 I might use. Although I can't remember, I think there may be a specific Reptilia wheel. That we might as well add to our map. You can go away. Can get out of here. You're gone. Bye. Bye. Oh, I can't repair that. That sucks. I know you can repair them though, so I guess I didn't need to buy that extra one. We didn't need that. I'm not gonna... What? Excuse me? How did I miss that? Was I blind? Or did I do that before I took it out? I don't know, but there you go. Look at that. That's a little bit better. Oh, this is right. I should be turning this over. Especially for authenticity. Nobody would operate like this, but there you go. There you go. Oil filter, I can't repair that, so let's just... Oil filter. Ah. Put that bad boy on, and then I honestly think that's all we can do right now. Although, flywheel... If I recall, you can't repair the the only thing here you can repair is the clutch plate, but the pressure plate and the release bearing and the flywheel itself you can't, but we'll come back and do that later. For now, let's put these parts back. Let's go to the barn, let's check out the cars, and then we're gonna do a full freaking restore of an awesome car. I'm waking up. I'm waking up. Rawr. No, legit, I'm waking up because I had a bit of a nap. So I returned home and everything was fine. I was just chilling, getting a few chores done, and then all of a sudden I sat down to start recording this, and I hit a wall. So I was like, you know what? I'm actually gonna go take a nap. I haven't had a nap in a while. It's just like, you know what? Go have one. You've earned it, bud. And then I did, and then I kind of waking up, taking a sip of my drink, just having a good time. It's pretty freaking humid though. It's weird because we've had kind of the past few weeks like hot week and then cool week, hot week, cool week, and today's definitely been quite humid, very, very humid. And so, you know, that's kind of annoying sometimes because you're just like, you know what, I'm ready for fall. I love fall. It's my favorite weather. I think I talked about it in one of these previous episodes, but it's so nice. Sweater weather, right? So comfortable. Oh, this is oh, I was gonna say the Murcielago, but I am way off. Just this, I was so close. It kind of seemed like it, you know, the shape of the front, but no, I am MSO roof scoop. I feel like I bought one of these because I was like, this seems kind of rare. Probably not gonna find one again. So I don't know if that's true. Also, no engine swap options because it's a modded car. I think they have to like update the modded cars maybe to say. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna buy it just in case because I got the cheddar.
Hey Jesse, where'd you get all that cheddar?
Yeah, I don't expect to find too many parts here. Unfortunately, this is one of the smaller garages. It's just a single car, or sorry, barns. So we'll get out of here, check out what we got in the crate. And then we're just gonna start a restore. I mean, we got plenty of cars to kind of go through. There's certainly more. Oh, by the way, I installed a few more mod cars. I don't remember what I did. I think there's like some type of Corvette, like a newer Corvette. You know, the ones with like 750 horsepower kind of Corvettes. And then some Buick. There's an old BMW. There's this. I mean, I probably installed at least half a dozen cars. So that also is going to make it harder to find parts, because now all the parts for those specific cars are going to be out in the world, and it's just going to dilute it a little bit more. So it's going to be harder to find parts for Reptilia. Not really a complaint, but sort of. It's all my own doing though, so I really shouldn't be one to complain. Anyways, something good, something good. We got a wheel, air filter for V12. All right, that's for the Avalanche, which is like some type of SUV. Not real world, but in the game. And then this timing cover I'll probably never use. Okay, well, let's put them in the warehouse for now. Alright. And then let me go check the garage. I feel like I maybe want to do the Sakura GT20 because it's a fun car in terms of the look and all that. I just need to quickly... Oh, wow, we're on our third garage. Sakura is right there. I should also move this Mazda to the first level. Since we worked on it, and there's the bolt roulette. Oh, yep, there's the MSO roof scoop. Carbon roof. Oh, so they're actually kind of different. Well, golly. Anyways, yeah, let's go here. Let's get the Sakura. This is one I might beef up a little bit too. I don't know. We might put performance parts in it. I'll think about it. No, I think maybe we'll go legit on this one too. You know, we don't always have to make them speed demons. It's a beautiful car too, and it's kind of like older styling, so I feel like we should try to keep it legit. So here it is. Inline 6. Dual overhead cams. This guy I'm gonna do sometime. This is the Chapman. Yeah. What's this one? Oh yeah, the Hellcat. Yeah. There's a Dodge Charger. We should do a Dodge Charger. I've also noticed a thing. I think more people click and watch these videos if it's based on a real car. When I did this guy, the Bolt Rollet, people were like, what the heck is that? Right? It's a nice car, and I can't remember what it's based on. I think it is some type of, it is a Mustang, isn't it? Anyways, you know, well, I'm gonna try, I think, to prioritize doing real cars to an extent, but there's also the problem. If I do real cars, it means I'm probably relying on a lot of mods, and the mods aren't super well put together. They're not always super accurate. It's also, even though this is DLC, some people are saying, oh man, the Supra, they screwed that up. Didn't even put in the turbocharger. And you know what? You're right. I don't know. But there's also different models and areas of... I don't know. But yeah, I feel you. Although, I accidentally thought I was clicking on the car information, and I guess I wasn't close enough and went back to the garage. That Bentley, you know what? That Bentley could be cool too. Because I haven't really done a car like that, like old school. Let's go back. Yeah, I don't know. old school classy, right? It's not one of them new fancy, you know, Bentley GT, Continental GTs or whatever. That could be fun. You know, I think I will do that. And then maybe next episode, if we don't find anything new we want to do, we'll do the Sakura. Because it is a nice car. I like it. But you know what? Here we go. Oh, that's the Volvo. Oh, but that's also a great car. Is the Bentley not on this? Well, you know what? I could do the Volvo. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's give her a go. Alright. Leave garage. This time I meant to do that. Okay, good choice. So yeah, went to my parents this weekend, hung out. I haven't been there in a little while, and it was nice. So we had some food, as we always do, and we hung out. My nephew, he's like 6 years old, right? Well, like 6.5, I guess. You know, makes those extra 6 months makes a big difference. Actually, he's more than 6.5. It's probably like 6.8 years old. I don't know. So yeah, he likes to wrestle. So we wrestle, you know, power bomb him and put him in some like submission type holds, and then he tries to get out, and then, you know, I pretend to, like, I let him overpower me, and then he wins. It's fun. It's good times. And he's just a cool dude. He's really into Marvel and stuff. Like what 6-year-old kid isn't in love with Iron Man and Captain America and Thor and all that stuff, right? And he's seen like a lot of the Marvel movies, and my dad, he happened to have if you knew my dad, you know he gets like, he still buys Blu-rays. It's like a lull Blu-rays in 2018, but you know, it does it, and that's fine. Because we get to watch them for free. So yeah, he had the Infinity War Blu-ray, and because my nephew was like, you know, as a weekend, and they were traveling to my parents, and you know, not like a special occasion per se, but you know, they're like, well, we'll let you stay up as long as you can, like, you know, you don't have like a bedtime, because when he goes, like, he just gets up at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning anyway, so they're kind of like, you know what, if he stays up extra late, then that means he'll probably sleep in, and we can sleep in. So they're like, you know, yeah, we'll let you stay up, and we're all gonna watch Infinity War together. So he was pretty into that, so that was fun. Although he did fall asleep, like, I don't want to say a bit past halfway through. There's probably like an hour left, right? Because it's a 2.5-hour movie. So he's gonna have to watch the rest of it another time. But it was still cool. And we had like a little a dinner. Actually, we had a couple dinners, but the one I liked was we did up barbecued burgers, but also turkey burgers. And that was my suggestion. I love doing the turkey burgers on the barbecue. Basically, go get yourself some ground turkey, all right? Smash it into little patties, you know, burger patties. Nothing crazy. You don't need to put egg and breadcrumbs and all that stuff in it. You just maybe put a few spices and stuff, and salt and pepper kind of dealio. Throw it on the barbecue. Do it up. And then you get pitas. Little pita bread. Cut them in half, and then you kind of like have it, you know, you kind of separate it so there's a little pocket there. throw in some tzatziki, make your own, or get some in a little container. Do what you gotta do. And I like lettuce. You can throw in a little tomato as well. You could probably throw in some other fresh veggies if that suits you. You know, do whatever floats your boat. And then you get the turkey burger in there, and it's so good, and it's fresh. And it's like, if you're gonna eat meat, some ground turkey, it's good for you. And on the barbecue, it's really, 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 really tasty. I will say though, if you like tzatziki, go crazy with it. Because the one problem with turkey, you know, it's a leaner kind of meat. So relative to like a beef burger, it's probably gonna be a bit on the drier side. So if that bothers you, just do what I do. I just do an extra dollop of tzatziki in there. Because, like, I love that as well. I know I'm also probably saying it completely wrong. Tzatziki. But you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, with just like some nice crisp lettuce. It's just like, it's nice. And of course, I also had a burger. Because barbecuing up some burgers. You know, we do it right. I had some... a bit of cheese and some bacon, and I'm not a fan of mushrooms, but they always do up the some fried mushrooms and stuff as well. And then you put all the other fixings. My mom, you know, she makes her own dill pickles, which are amazing too. So you got those going on there, and all your condiments and fixings. We had some nice roast potatoes as well, and like a tuna macaroni salad, and we also had I brought down the cherry tomatoes I've been talking about. Just as I was leaving for the weekend, I went out to my balcony and I picked probably, I'd say around, actually it was 3 dozen. Yeah, I remember actually counting them. I had 3 dozen, and that was maybe about half of all the tomatoes, but those are just the ones that happen to be ripe. So I picked the ripe ones, brought them down, and then we cut them in half and put them in with some chickpeas and some herbs and a light little dressing, and you got yourself just a little chickpea salad. And it was lovely as well, so you know, I had some of that. And I was very full after. Very full. I'm always full when I go there, and also I should have pulled out the engine to take it apart, because that's more realistic, right? Nobody's gonna take apart an engine piece by piece like this in the car if they don't have to. They're gonna put it together on a... Actually, you probably just can't with that, but you know, whatever. So yeah, it's very full. So then after, instead of doing dessert, sometimes I'll do dessert because my mom likes to make, you know, different stuff. She had a peach cobbler, some fresh fruit for like a fruit salad and other things, but I just had tea because I was gonna blow up. But then the next day, in the morning, we had a breakfast. Now my nephew is allergic to eggs, so especially when he's there, we do not eat eggs, which is fine. And she made some pancakes, some blueberry pancakes, and some chocolate chip pancakes without any egg, of course. And we also had BLT sandwiches, which is nice. You know, cooked up a bunch of bacon, and my mom, she was growing some like larger potatoes. She had, or not potatoes, tomatoes. She has a variety, so we had those tomatoes for the BLT sandwiches, which was nice. And of course the mayo is like, you know, egg free. Everything is egg free when my nephew is around. And that's totally cool because it's easy. I mean, you've got so many options. Egg-free mayo is like, if I was blindfolded, I probably wouldn't taste the difference. So you know, there's that. And then we also had, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, the fruit salad that I didn't eat for dessert last night. Or the night prior. I had some of that as well. You know, I had some blueberries, some raspberries, some peaches, some mango. It was delightful. It was... I like this color, by the way. We might tweak it a little bit, but you know what? I'm just gonna keep it, you know? This is a restoration, so... Excuse me, I'd like you to work now. Thank you. Alright, interior's all cleaned, exterior's fixed up. Is there anything I forgot to take off? Yeah, that. Check. Alright, so we're Gucci there. Alright, body window A. My bad. Better. This guy I should put in a crate. Yeah, that's probably in my inventory, so don't let me sell that. That would be a catastrophe. These guys I'm gonna sell right now because can't really repair them. The rims on these, maybe, but I might even just buy everything. Let's just repair what we can, and then... We didn't have a lot of the body parts, so probably just go and buy all those, even if there's a couple here we repair, I'm not gonna bother. But yeah, good food. And we also had a little Marvel versus DC, or what is it? It's called Injustice. Injustice 2 is the one we were playing. It's basically, you know, a fighting game, but there's DC heroes, and then there's some Mortal Kombat dudes. Only a couple. And then there's, like, the Ninja Turtles are in there as well. And there's a few other going on. So my oldest brother did, like, kind of like a tournament bracket, and then did the seed system, so you know, so we each got divvied out different characters, and then we fought through it, and that was it was fun in terms of the process. I don't like fighting games though, so you know, I don't care too much. I'm not saying fighting games are bad, if I just don't like them. And because I don't like them, I don't play them. Because I don't play them, I don't get good at them. And if I'm not good at them when I play other people who are kind of like, okay, they always beat me, and, you know, losing every time painfully and miserably is even less fun. You know, it's kind of like a vicious downward spiral cycle kind of thing going on. And so, yeah. But it was still fun. And, if you have to know, Black Adam won. And he was, I mean, my one brother, the middle brother, he's the one who actually, like, owns the game. He won pretty much all his fights, which is fine. He's good. So I kind of expected him to win. But we didn't expect Black Adam to be the character to win out of all of them. Although he is pretty powerful, you know, when you start looking at the, well, when comparing to a lot of the other characters in the game. And that's the weird thing about Injustice 2, is a lot of these guys, like, if they actually tried to fight, would just, you know, die horribly, miserably. So, you know, when my brother was setting up the bracket, he was trying to do it and to seed it in such a way that the number one seed, he actually set to Brainiac, who probably is the most powerful of all the guys in there. And, like, Superman was pretty high up, and Wonder Woman's pretty high up, so on and so forth, right? And then you had some of the guys, like, the Joker or Harley Quinn were pretty low down, just because, you know, if they actually fought Superman, like Superman would just be like, hey Joker, and rip his head off if he wanted to, right? So you know, he seeded it that way. And I was, the very first fight, I was Brainiac, and then my one brother, he was against a, or he was playing as, I can't remember exactly who it was, but it was, you know, one of the worst characters, obviously. And because he's better at the game, he won. And that was the big upset, when like Brainiac was out in the first round. But I was like, I told you, I'm bad. I'm pretty bad. So that was fun. But I actually managed to win a couple, which was nice. I was Starfire, and she's pretty powerful. I managed to win through the first 2 rounds with her, so I felt pretty good about that. But it's like, if a character doesn't have any sort of range capabilities, it's just like, I'm done. And that was very evident in some of these fights. So, you know, I try to like run up to actually punch a dude, and then I'd get ranged on and then fall down, and then it's just like, I keep falling down and I can't get up. I'm falling down and I can't get up. You know how it goes. Alright, there we go. Now, this is fairly simple. And John, let's get up top here. We're not going to be breaking any land speed records, but that's okay, because this is the kind of car you're going to want to cruise around in. Yeah, there we go. Good repair job. Cam, oh yeah, that's right, we can't repair that. My bad. Cam. I'll grab that. Timing, chain, I4. I don't think. Oh, okay, yeah, I used timing belt. My bad. Belt, I4, sock. We're all good. And camshaft caps, okay. Forgot about those. Cam, shaft, cap. What did we need, like 5? We'll go 6 just in case. Oh yeah, it was 5. Don't want to forget our little ignition coil. So let me get that as well. Ignition. Yeah, that's the other thing about... Well, some fighting games that are like designed up with characters specific to that fighting game, you know, it's easy to kind of like, I guess, balance them, because you're making all the characters for the purpose of that fighting game. So you can say, well, like, you know, here's Raiden, and here's this guy, and here's that guy. Like, they all have different abilities and different moves, but I mean, they're sort of, it's believable that any one of them could win. But when we were doing this tournament, it's like, you know, you're like, based on the and that's the other thing too, it's like anything can happen in the comics, and it's like, yeah, okay, Batman has technically beaten Superman in the comics, you know, also vice versa, but really, if that's just because, you know, they're trying to make the comics interesting, and but like in a real fight, Superman, he just like, you know, he could just like destroy the Earth, and like Batman's like, oh crap, you know. So that's the thing that almost bothers me. I always want to start up my own little kind of comic universe just so I can be like, all right, what's the most realistic way to actually have superheroes? Which sounds like an oxymoron or whatever, but, you know. I don't like seeing, like Joker, extremely interesting character, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I think you're alright, but that won't keep me warm in the long, cold, stormy night. Is it this guy? But yeah, it's just, it almost like, it frustrates me. And I hate that I hate being frustrated, you know? It's like, if something bothers me, like, why am I thinking about it? Why am I spending time? It's like, if I'm on YouTube and I see something I don't like, you know, something super clickbaity, whatever, I don't click it. Or if I do click it and I'm like, oh, this is actual, like, the worst clickbait of all time, I exit out, I, like, block that channel from ever showing up ever again, and then that's that. I move on with my day. I'm not gonna listen to that crap. But when it comes to comics, it's like, in the comic movies, I'm just like, I'll watch them, and I'm like, I love this, but I hate it because there's no way that would ever actually happen, and so yeah. But it's, I mean, it's cool though that we live. How did I spell? What? That we live in a time now where they're able to make these superhero movies. The CGI is usually pretty good. Sometimes you get like a little bit of duds here and there. Like if you watch Infinity War, you probably know what point I'm talking about. I'm still not going to spoil it, even though it's been a while since it's been out. But it's that guy. You know, one of the characters that's a CGI character. I mean, actually a few of them. But like some of them you're like, it seemed not super great, you know. But that's okay. Because it didn't really take me out of the movie and stuff. I think we're gonna need serpentine belt B. Sorry, I have to focus a little bit here because there's so many freaking belts. There you go. Actually, I don't need. Oh, if we'll need a second one. No. We're Gucci. But yeah, it's neat. And this is the thing. So like a few years back, well, it's probably been like, has it been a decade? It's probably getting close to a decade since they did the Dragon Ball movie. And you might be thinking, like, what are you talking about? That doesn't exist. And you're right. It doesn't exist because it never happened. But I was so excited. I still haven't watched it. Like, I never watched it. And I never will. But I heard it was terrible. And I'm just mad because, like, as a kid, I was like, oh, man, if they could, it'd be so cool if they did a live-action Dragon Ball Z movie. Or even just, you know, Dragon Ball. I mean, they could do a few of them. I don't think it needs to be the same extent that Marvel's been doing, you know, 20 movies leading up to this and that. But they could easily get quite a few movies from, you know, pivotal points. So they could have a movie that, you know, or just kind of follow the timeline. So you've got maybe one from the Dragon Ball era with young Goku, and then he gets older and he ends up fighting King Piccolo, maybe in that one, and then you can maybe move on to, I don't know how many you do it in the Dragon Ball era, but are we done here? I am not done. then, you know, you kind of move on and pick the appropriate one. So obviously you're going to have, like, the whole Frieza saga. But do you have, before that, do you have them face off against, like, Raditz and Vegeta? Or do you do that in the same movie? Like, you know, I don't know how actually you'd split it up. And so, obviously, I would like more movies, but it's, it's not up to me now, is it? Also, just gonna rod cap buy a few of these. But I'd be down. So, yeah, I mean, you definitely have Frieza. You definitely have the Cell saga. You definitely have, you know, Majin Buu saga. And then, oh, also, don't forget the Android saga. Well, the Android, they lead up to Cell, so I feel like you could almost maybe do that in one movie. I mean, you could do 2 movies, though. Just before even Cell, like, the Androids, that was crazy because you're like, Trunks comes back in time, and you're like, who the heck is this guy? He's got this crazy sword, and then he's like, he's like warning everybody. He's like, this is not a joke. Like, if we don't stop these guys, like, the futures, and it's like, it's screwed up. I come from a place that's messed up, and everybody's freaking dead, man. And you're like, what? And then you find out too that he goes Super Saiyan, and like insta puts, you know, Frieza and what's his face, King Cold, on their asses with that sword, and is like, you know, taking on Goku, and you're like, all right, this guy's strong, and if he's this scared, like, oh my gosh, these androids must be something else. And then they come along, and it's just like the 2 old man androids, right? Or there's that fat little, like, kind of chubby one that almost looks like a clown, and then they give them enough trouble. And then 17 and 18 come along, and you're like, what? And then you've got 16, who's like really cool because it's like, he's not into that stuff. All he wants to do is fight Goku. So he just sits and waits, and like the birds are chilling. And then you get into Cell and all that. The only thing, I don't know, the whole Goku or Dragon Ball Z stuff that kind of bothers me, because I feel like it's poor writing, is the hyperbolic time chamber. I think the hyperbolic time chamber is cool, but I'm like, why wouldn't they just use it more often? They only ever ended up using it as like, oh, we've got, you know, this guy's coming in like 3 days. I guess we all better, you know, take 1-day turns in the hyperbolic time chamber. Although, you know, I guess that would also be pretty crappy. It's like, you know, because 1 day in the chambers is a year outside. No, sorry. 1 day outside is a year in the chamber. So I could understand not wanting to do it too often, but still, you know, I'd do... Because Goku and Vegeta, that's all they want to do anyways, is just fight. So just take a day here and there and go into the chamber, and then freaking Chi-Chi's not gonna, you know, be mad at Goku for always being off planet training somewhere else. Yeah, I'm just saying. But anyways. What am I doing? Oh yeah, install... Excuse me? What? This has happened to me before. Once. I built an engine. You see it right there. Here's what I have to do. And this is... I don't know if this is just a game. I'm gonna, like, power pull this engine apart and just build it in the car. And I hate that I have to do that because it's not realistic, but there's clearly something, I don't know. It is a mod car, so that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. You know, it's just a big waste of time here, but it does allow me to talk about Dragon Ball a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. I just always loved, my brother and I, we would watch Dragon Ball Z. Was it on Tuesday nights or Thursday nights? But we'd watch it on YTV up here in Canada in the evening, and we'd go downstairs, because in the house I grew up in, you know, wasn't a crazy big house and family of 6 and all that, but we had a crappier TV in the basement. So that's what am I trying to do here? So that's where usually us kids would go hang out and play video games or whatever, and absolutely watch Dragon Ball Z down there. So my one brother and I would go down, we'd watch, get all super pumped up, because you'd see like Goku go Super Saiyan for the first time, and you just get up and you're like, I want to destroy something. I feel so powerful just watching this. And yeah, so that was like a fun thing. And then YTV every once in a while would like reset the whole thing and then start back from ground zero, and then we just watch through it all over again. Those are the days. I love it. I do hate those the arguments though. I mean, you see them on YouTube channels and stuff. People saying, or just people arguing in general on, like, you know, internet forums or in the YouTube comments and stuff. It's like, who would win, Superman or Goku? And it's like, it's stupid, because I mean, like, Goku, especially now that they're doing, or I guess they're finished, or sort of maybe finished Dragon Ball Super, which I still need to go through and watch that. I've seen the first few episodes, but I haven't just like sat down and actually watched through most of it. But it's like, now that they've done Dragon Ball Super, then Goku's gotten obviously a lot more powerful, and it's canon and all that kind of stuff. Like, the thing, anytime you were trying to argue one way or the other, you'd be like, well, Dragon Ball GT is not canon, so you can't say that. But then at the same time, I'm looking at all the Superman comics throughout the years, and it's like, that it's so hard for me to even keep track, like, what is canon and what isn't, because you got Superman Prime 1 million or some BS like that, and, you know, dude went and lived inside the center of the frickin' sun for 10,000 years and basically came out a god and was doing all these things that just, like, physically weren't possible. Like, I don't know some great examples off the top of my head, but it's just like, it's a comic. You can write whatever you want. So trying to compare one character to another, it just seems really silly to me, because, you know, I could just write my own comic and be like, you know what? Foxman could kick the ass of Goku and Superman and Reed Richards and the Hulk and Apocalypse and Thanos and you know, the one above all, like, all at the same time with his pinky. Like, I could write it in such a way. So it's dumb when people try to compare, I feel. Like, I like to, and that's the thing that kills me too, is like, I have this weird compulsion to do it myself, but then I'm like, it just doesn't matter, because next month there's gonna be a new Superman, you know? They're gonna just reset the whole DC universe again, and then, you know, it's like a new Superman. You're like, oh, how powerful is this one? And yeah, I don't know. But that's the thing. I would love to, even if it never saw the light of day or like anybody else saw, I'd love to write my own little comic book universe and and hopefully not sort of have those inconsistencies and all the retcons and just redoing everything. I just you know, just let it be, because it just becomes so convoluted. As somebody who's like always kind of been interested in comics, but I've never actually really bought them, the reason I've never done that is because anytime I try to look into like what should I read, I just like I don't know where to start, because there's like 20 different versions of Superman, and like I wanna read the one that's relevant and interesting and all this kind of stuff, but different writers have different ideas, and I know that's not necessarily what it's all about. Like, you could easily read an old comic, and if it's just really well written, you're like, oh, that's really cool. But to me, I've always been one of those people that I like the consistency and the growth and the progression of the story. I hate having to like restart every time a new writer and illustrator do their thing. And it's just kind of frustrating too when multiple writers and stuff kind of work on a story, and it's like you like one a lot, but then another one comes along and they have like different ideas, but you're like, oh no, this is all canon. I'm like, ah. Anyways. Front. I can't spell. Front sway bar. I don't know which of these I use for this. I always forget. Let's buy some tie rods. There's gonna be other stuff I need to buy, but of course I always forget. There we go. Forgot to do that. Oh, I smell something. Smell something good. My neighbor, I'm telling you, the one, I don't know where they live, but I can always smell their stuff. And I got my balcony door open just because it's, like, pretty humid, so got a little bit of a breeze coming in to help me. But that just makes the food smell come in here, too. It smells so good, I don't even know what it is. Knuckle cover. Alright. Oh, here's that dang xylophone song. Here we go. See, I knew it. Wheel hub. See, I want to buy all these parts at the beginning, but I often forget what consumables need to be purchased for certain cars, like brakes. Well, we can do that. The rear is probably going to be the drum brakes, right? So, actually, we probably repaired those, but yeah, we'll deal with it as we go. All right. Coming along. There's that. Oh, another rubber bushing. Don't want to forget you. Okay, it is. And link B. Did we repair the steering rack? No, we did not. All right. Put that in, and then we can get to our tie rods going on. I always save this suspension for last, since I gotta use that little gizmo out in the back. So I do that, and then I do the tires, and then we'll put that all on. Front exhaust. Front exhaust. I4 sack. It's that bad boy. Probably have a middle muffler. Just buy that right now. And there's the rear muffler gonna be like a V8. A lot of times on these guys, they just... The muffler is anybody's guess. It probably won't be a V8 muffler, but... Just saying, I've seen it before. I've seen it before, but not like this. Oh, man. Who's getting married? And why are they doing it in my garage? You guys hearing this? Dun, dun, dun. That's something I wish, you know, someday I'd love to do. I've kind of wanted to get like a keyboard, you know, like musical keyboard off and on. I mean, I'd probably get one and then never actually play it or learn to play it, but I love the idea of learning to play. And then someday, when I'm like a trillionaire, I don't know why I kind of stuttered on that, but when I'm a trillionaire, that's right, you heard me. I would just get like I'd buy some old church that's no longer, you know, used. Fix up the organ. I get some organ pro dude to come in and fix it. Small, there we go. And I just chill, and I only needed 4 of those, but it's fine. Chill and play the organ. I do with the doors open too. I'd let people come in. Oh, dude, that'd be sweet. I'd turn it into like just like a place where people could chill. You know, bring in some food. Maybe I'd call up, you know, depending on where it is. I'd have like a few food trucks. I'd call up a few dudes who have food trucks and be like, hey, come park in front of the, you know, the old church. And, you know, we'll have seats and stuff. People can get their food from the food trucks. Come in, sit down, you know, we'll have some kegs or whatever, some drinks and stuff, you know. Some Kool-Aid for the kids. I don't know what they drink these days, but oh, they're still drinking Sunny D? Okay, cool. But you know, have some other stuff. Maybe have like a few arcade games in there too, a ping pong table, billiards, I don't know, whatever. People come in, they eat their food, have a good time. I'll be sitting there playing organ. No big deal. And then just gonna buy a bunch of these. And it'll just be a good time, you know? I'm a trillionaire, so it's not like I've got anywhere else I need to be. And it'd be fun too, just to have a bunch of different food trucks. So you're like, oh, today I feel like tacos. You go to the taco food truck, or today I feel like, you know, some food truck poutine. So you'd go and you'd hit that up, or yourself a burger. You know, we'd have like, have a wide variety. We'd have some good stuff. Who knows? Maybe some days I'd even bring in a real band, and then they could play, and everybody'd be rocking, have a good time. You know. Something for the, and of course it'd all be free. Well, you gotta pay for your food, but otherwise it'd all be free. You just come in and chill, hang out. Church of Mouth. Rear shock. B. Bam. Alright, now we're starting to cook with peanut oil. You know, had a little bit of a setback from that engine fiasco, but as they say, all's well that ends well. Oh, sweet. There we go. We're going over here. Okay. Hold on. Double wishbone. Double wishbone you wish you saw. Front spring. And then we need 2 of those guys as well. Alright, let's get to it. Let me get my pen here so I can write down our tire information once we start doing that. Come on, baby. There we go. And then separate. We're in basic 2, standard tire. And then 165, 65R, 15. Alright. Let's get the tires right now. I think we'll have a good chance at salvaging the, or restoring the rims. So 4 of those guys. Oopsies. At 15, 165, and then 65. Yeah? Okay, sweet. Those are some thin tires. But you know, for this bad boy, that's all we need. This is a cruising vehicle. This is just kind of bobbing around town, having a good time, stopping by the Church of Mouth, get some tacos, hang out with people, you know, have a good time, and then you cruise around town a little bit more. Windows always down. Okay, so this is actually relevant, but I just got a tweet from Troy Berry. Thank you, Troy. I love you. You're a good dude. He's always been very generous in streams and stuff like that. He says, at michaelalfox, the Steam Workshop has Canadian license plates. So you guys know, I'm mad about this game for not having built-in Canadian license plates. Because they've got, like, everything else. It's like, why would you not have Canadian? Come on, dude. So, apparently, I can download them on the Steam Workshop. So, Ontario, here we come. Actually, you know what? Oh, dude, such a cool idea. All right, here's the idea. Canada, we got a few provinces and some territories. We should do a car for each one. And then we'll have the license plate for each one, too. So, I don't know if we try and fit each car to that province or territory in some way and be like, you know, oh, Ontario would totally be insert car. And, oh, British Columbia, it's got to be this one. And you know, Northwest Territories, of course it would be this guy. You probably just say, like, a snowmobile, but... Even if it's just random, I like that idea. Having like a car for each one. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. I'm putting that idea out there. If you want to tweak it, if you want to add to it, subtract from it, do whatever multiplication, let's figure that out. But I think I'd be down for that. So I'm definitely going to have to get the... also, what am I doing? Excuse me? Did I not? Oh. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get the license plates. I think that'd be cool. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out, Troy. And I do need to buy one rim. So I'll do that in a second here. Actually, I should start doing that as well, because that takes longer. So definitely basic rims. Basic 2. And 15. $68. Ah, couldn't be one more. Take you, balance you. I like making noises with my throat or whatever the heck I'm doing there. If you ask me, like, how do you do that? I don't really know. I just do it. But, well, I guess, okay, imagine you're trying to gargle water or mouthwash, right? That's the muscle I do. So when you go, I do it like that, but you can also, you can change the sound, obviously, just like when you're talking, right? And you're moving your tongue and making certain movements with your lips and all that. That's kind of how you change the pitch. So like, Oh, that might be annoying as well, so I'll stop. But it's fun. It's fun. But yeah, I mean, basically, I can do an okay pigeon. I can do an okay pigeon today. Okay, we're all done with that. We got our double wishbones. Let's mount these tires. And then we have more engine stuff to do, if I recall that, well, I haven't done yet. But that's fine, I got this pretty simple engine. Which is good, because I had to freaking take it apart and start putting it back together again because of whatever glitch. You know, the game is kind of beta and all that stuff, and they're updating it, and this is a mod car, so I'm not gonna entirely blame the game, but it's like, what's up? What up with that, yo? What up with that? Nice and shiny and new. Oh yeah. Sneak you in there. Should have done this stuff before the exhaust, but it's all good. Excuse me. I'd like to go home now. Oh no, how does it? Oh yeah, Wayne's World. He's like, excuse me, I'd like to get by now. And then, because Garth is, you know, he's trying to get to the washroom or whatever, and then the big guy's like, get lost, dweeb. And he's got like really long curly hair, and he's wearing like a plaid flannel shirt. Kind of looks like a shirt. I said shirt, but I meant shirt. Man, my brain is fried. And then Garth's like, oh, you won't get away. And the guy's like pushing him around. So Garth goes out to the Garthmobile, and then he gets like some kind of battery thingy with some other thingies and some wires. And I don't know, you know, Garth is always working on that kind of stuff. And then he comes in and he just like electrocutes the dude. And he like goes flying, and everybody's like starts cheering for him. I'm like, alright, that's cool. I haven't watched Wayne's World in ages. Or Wayne's World 2. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, Wayne's World 2 is not as good. I like it. I like them both, you know. If you build it, they will come. Alright. We're almost there. Let's get this stuff done. We'll raise her up. We'll get the oil pan going on and the rod caps. It's a good song. And it's over. Alright. Look at that. One more cap. And the cover goes on. Isn't this another wedding song? It is. I guess that's why it's in the game, because they want to do like, you know, royalty-free type music. So, you know. Imagine if the song they play at weddings was like, no, everybody had to play royalties. Even if it's just like $1. You'd be so rich. Excuse me. And yeah, this is another song they play, so it's like, well, there's another $1. That dude's gonna be loaded. Exhaust. I4. Sack. Single overhead cam, right? That's what it stands for. I'm learning. I'm trying, you know? And I've been seeing a lot of people say like, hey, Malf, I've been loving watching you, and I got the game for myself. You know, asking a few questions. I had ones like, where do you actually get the modded cars and all that stuff? And if you're wondering, it's you know, you just go to the Steam, the like community hub on Steam, and go to the Steam workshop, and basically that's it. Like, you'll see a bunch of cars, and you can start browsing through. And I usually get the ones that have like at least a 4-star rating. Most of them are probably 4-star ratings. Some might have 5 stars, but I don't chance it if it doesn't have a rating. for the most part, or at least a ton of pictures to show me. It's not like it's that big a deal if you get a car and it sucks in the game. I mean, you just uninstall or unsubscribe from the mod. It takes 2 seconds, but it's pretty sweet. So now I'm also gonna get the Canadian license plates, which is a mod. So that's pretty cool. But one thing I wanted to do, because I had the question of like, well, how do you get a lot of cash pretty quick? So I've got, well, probably over $200 in the game at this point, and I have done a couple like save files, and I've restarted and stuff like that. So I explained it in the comment, like how you can get a lot of cash fairly quickly, and there might be even better ways to do it. But I thought, you know, that might actually be a nice kind of sort of side video, like to do, you know. So it wouldn't be a restoration video per se, but it'd just be going through and explaining, so that if people here get the game and they're like, oh man, I hate like just changing other people's exhausts, I wish I could do all these restorations and have as much money as you. But the one thing I will say is having modded cars will help you get a lot of money. Like, that's partially why I have $40 million, because I did a couple McLaren F1 restorations. And so if you have like $2 million to buy a crappy McLaren F1 that just happens to be sitting in a barn, because of course, you know, that would totally happen in real life, except not ever. But if you can do that, then you can repair it and restore it, and then you're selling them for like $8 or $9 million, and then it's like, then you go and buy every other one that you can ever find, and you restore them, and you're just making mad bank after a few of them. So so yeah, it's pretty easy to do. But in order to get to that $1 million or $2 million, I mean, you kind of have to do it in like stages. Like, you find a $30,000 car, you restore it, you make $40,000 off of it, right? And then you buy something that's a bit more expensive and you restore it, and then it kind of like, it's almost exponential. It's not so linear. So it's like, I ended up finding the Ferrari 488, which is a modded car, but you can find them in the barns, usually for $30,000 to $40,000, which isn't too crazy. Is it realistic? Probably not, but you find them and then you do a full restore, and if you put performance parts and all that stuff in them and do like, you know, nice paint job and everything is 100%, you can sell them for like $150,000 to $170,000. So basically you're making some good money. So you do a couple of those, and then you buy some. You see what I mean? But I thought it'd be cool to do a standalone video to kind of maybe show a better example of like the progression. You know, start with this car, then move on to this car, then move on to this one. As well, I have a few tips and tricks for how to level up a little more quickly, because I feel like it takes a while to get to level 30, which is when you get the paint shop and like can repair everything. So I learned a couple tricks of which customers to take on and repair for like quick repairs that give you good XP. So you know. Anyways, let's I'm just gonna buy everything, because we didn't really have many of the parts to begin with, so any of the ones that I did manage to repair, whatever. Plus those parts aren't too crazy expensive. Excuse me. I'd like to repair you now. Alright, but this one was from the original car. You can see. Not the original color. So we'll definitely use those parts, actually, I guess, where we can. If I was just being lazy and wanted to buy it. I basically don't want to have to go back to the store 20 different times. So I didn't. This is also Mal 5. Let's just get the license plate ready. And I might even go back and update some of the cars we've already done to have you know, Canadian license plates and get rid of the California ones, but you know, it's no rush. I definitely want to keep them in sequence. Albania, definitely not Albania. Okay. That guy, we didn't even have the left door here. Does this guy not have the mirrors at all? Oh, they're right up here. Let's freaking go. That's cool. That'd be kind of awkward though, right? Alright, we salvaged the original. Those guys you can't repair anyways. The front windshield. It's probably something I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, I forgot to do fuel pump, oil pan, all the rod caps, starter, drive shaft. But in terms of the actual body here, we're good. So let's just, excuse me, raise this bad boy up. What was I just talking about? I legit can't remember what I was just talking about. Is there like... Yeah, there it is there. Yeah, see, I should have done this before all this other stuff. Again, modded cars, so like, look, you can see, obviously, the steering rack is going right through the bottom part of the engine block and right through the oil pan, but, you know, it's okay. The modded cars, I mean, the thing is, I would love if they were perfectly one-to-one accurate, because then it helps you learn more about cars and stuff like that too. Although, you know, we know, like, okay, well, that's not where the steering rack should be. You know, I know that, but really, at the very least, the reason I'm getting them is for the body. And they do a pretty good job with the body. You know, it's looking pretty good. And I'm sure in time, a lot of these modders are probably going to tweak it as the actual game engine gets tweaked and stuff. Maybe it'll make it easier to do some more accurate stuff, but in terms of placement of parts and just having more parts available to them, I don't know. Oh yeah, I still gotta do, why did I lower that? I gotta do starter, I gotta do what else? Also, yeah, like, that's just, you know, weird. This, like, this section here is just all blocked off. This isn't some kind of crazy supercar or whatever. There we go. And then the shaft, and then the starter. And I think that's it. We'll get this guy in the dyno, even though we already know, like... Oh, this is one we do from the engine bay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, even though we know this is a stock engine, factory engine, so we don't have to guess how much horsepower we're working with, but I kind of like it as part of the process, right? Just like, you know, making sure everything's all hunky-dory. Oops. There you go. Sup, oil. Not much. Sup with you. Got him. That's fun. It's kind of like a ligma, but it's not at all. Sup, my balls. There, that's a ligma. 99. Don't you dare. What am I missing? Oh, the interior. That's fine. Challenger? And the Bowen. Well, yeah, a lot of these mods, they just use whatever seats are already in the game, so that's fine, but... let's see here. Challenger. Yeah, I don't know. I think in time I don't really like that. This wheel also, is that accurate? I feel like this car would have like a wooden wheel, but I could be wrong. But yeah, maybe in time we'll switch this out for something we like a little bit more. That feels a little more earthy. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. All right, now it's factory paint job time. Yeah, I'll probably just keep it this orange if that's what it is. That's what it is. I want to see the livery. There is none. It's a modded car, you know. Wouldn't expect any racing stripes for this bad boy. Or would I? It's just fun. It's a fun... Cannot start engine. I put... Ah, the fuel pump. I was like, I did everything you told me to do. But I forgot. Normally, when I'm doing the fuel tank, I put the fuel pump in at the same time, but... Jeez Louise. Also, let me just tell these guys to go away. Oh yeah, Mitsubishi Lancer, that's a car I added just before starting this video. Added that bad boy. I also added the Subaru WRX and there's some more I'm still forgetting, but I definitely remember adding those guys. So did I not buy it? There we go. Finally. Move car. Dyno.
Bus driver, move that bus.
To the dyno. It's Tyler from Extreme Home Makeover. No, sorry, Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Alright, let's go. So we should get 114 horsepowers. Horsepowers. Alright, alright, alright. I'm gonna take this little just quick trip around the airport. You know, I don't expect this to be, you know, like a crazy car or anything like that, but, you know, oh, I'm stuck. But I think it'll be a fun little journey, don't you? I should actually check out some workshop maps one of these times. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I will soon. Also, we made some pretty good progress on the Bolt Reptilia. By the way, I should have mentioned this at the very beginning of the episode when I had more people's attention and all that, but nicknames. If you got any sort of, or not nicknames, but, you know, project names for the car, for the Bolt, I need one. Oh my gosh, this thing is absolutely slow. This is pedal to the metal. Actually, it's kind of nice driving in here. That gauge on the dashboard doesn't seem right. It's like seems like one of them performance kind of type gauges. I don't know. Am I wrong? Wish I could look around while I'm in here, but yeah, it moves. It's a good looking car though. You know, colors maybe I don't know if you'd say that's unconventional for this, but It's fun. Got the little mud flaps going on there. Skirt. It's nice. I really do like the side view mirrors kind of up front. That's cool. The hood also looks sweet. It's a very sexy body. Very sexy. It's just slow as molasses. Even if we put performance parts on this bad boy, I mean, we'd be like, what? Maybe 200 horsepower after all is said and done? Which would actually, you know, not be insignificant. Our 0 to 60 time would go up from like 18 seconds to, to like 10. Oh yeah, we're redlining it. Wow. These things, they are built like tanks. It's a turbo brick. We hit a wall at 153 kilometers per hour, not a freaking scratch. Alright, let's go park this bad boy. We'll say goodbye. It's been lovely. Skirt, skirt. Watch this. Oh, he's done it. Almost. It wasn't that smooth, but look at it. All's well that ends well. Actually, these parking spots are freaking huge. I know this isn't the world's biggest car, but it's so luxurious, right? And yet somebody's still gonna end up parking, like, over the line. Look at that. It's just nice. I'd love to drive around on this. It'd be like a fun time. It's like, you don't care where you're going. You're like, it's a nice car. It's good weather. You know, maybe you got yourself a nice drink going on. It'd be a good time. Be a good time. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Making some more progress for our project car. So hit me up with some sweet, like, names for the car. We still got to figure it out. Project Beast? I don't know. That seems too easy. I want something with a little spunk. So yeah, we'll hopefully make some more progress towards that in the next episode, and then go searching for some more cars to restore. Maybe the Sakura GT20. Maybe something completely different. I would like to find some more current-ish cars. I'd love to do like I've got the Countach and the Diablo. I think finding one of those would be pretty sweet to do a restore on. You know, I'd love to find a McLaren F1 again. That's like, you know, my supercar dream car as a kid, and still is. It's like, you know, I don't care for, you know, I think cars are pretty cool, but I would never buy like a supercar. But if I had the chance to get a McLaren F1, that's the one car I'd probably be like, yeah, here's $10 million. Not quite, but you know, they're very expensive, so yeah. Anyways, we'll see. We'll play it by ear and just go with the next episode. Until then, peace out.